How Sigma males test a woman's confidence. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Anthony Spade channel.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notifications button if you haven't already. Today we're going to be talking about how Sigma males test a woman's confidence. All right, when it comes to testing a woman's confidence or a woman testing your confidence, it's both for the same reason. You're testing to see what you can get away with in a relationship. You're testing for loyalty, and you're testing for compatibility. Whether it's man or woman, whoever is doing the testing is always the one that's trying to grab the upper hand in the relationship. The difference is men don't normally start testing a woman to after he has been tested a lot of times by her. But women start off testing at the beginning of the relationship. A woman can actually test you during the process of dating and during the process of you getting her number. The women are always testing, and they're doing it on purpose because they're always gaining for control. So today, I'm going to teach you what Sigma males do in a relationship accidentally to gain control over a woman, but he's never doing it intentionally. These are always accidental tests. But if you're beta or alpha, you can use these traits as well to give yourself the upper hand. First, we're going to talk about the jealousy test. All right, when you're dealing with a woman, the jealousy test is not going to work until you are around one of her friends. And this is how this works. Typically, when you're around a girl and her friends, they're going to lead the conversation. They're going to always be talking about some drama or something to go on, especially if it's your first time meeting her friends. Typically, when you meet a woman's friends for the first time, it's always excitement between her and her friend. They always got something important to talk about. Both of them are always smiling and laughing. Why? Because her friend still wants to get you to talk. When Sigma males are around two females, we have a tendency not to be quiet, but not to interrupt the conversation and just enjoy the conversation that's going on. Now, where the jealousy test comes in at is when her friend wants to initiate conversation with you. What you do, you initiate conversation back, but you do not initiate the conversation until her friend starts initiating the conversation with you. You don't butt into their conversation. You have to actually wait for the best friend to initiate conversation with you. Once she initiates conversation with you, as a Sigma male, you should be quick on your brain. You know how to keep the conversation going. You know how to keep the conversation warm. But you also want to keep the conversation away from the girl that you're talking to. And this is going to create jealousy because she's going to think the friend that you just met, you may like her friend more than you like her. When you learn to do these traits, these are going to start pushing women closer to you because it shows that you're not just thinking about her. But when it comes to this type of test, this is a test that a lot of Sigma males do on accident because we're normally not the loudest one in the room. We're not the quietest one in the room. We're the most mysterious one in the room. So the best friend always wants to know what's up with this guy. And that's where we go into conversation. Best believe, in most cases, before the best friend meets you, they done already had a full-blown conversation about you. And the best friend is just trying to match everything together. Next, the loyalty test. Now, with this loyalty test, this comes in a different way. This is if you're trying to get closer to that woman to pull her in as a girlfriend and you want to test if she's going to be loyal. What you should do is when you guys are conversating about life, bring up relationships like, oh, I seen on YouTube this guy got caught cheating, or I seen this woman got caught cheating doing this. And then you laughed about it, you explain how funny it is. But what you want to do is see the reactions to her. See how she reacts to cheating. See how she reacts to the certain stories that you bring up. Now, you have to talk about stories that you're trying to get out of her. And this is going to be a loyalty test, whether she goes along with it or whether she defends a woman. If you have a woman that defends a bad woman when you bring up a story about a bad woman, then that's going to be a test that she's not going to be loyal to you. You always want to test a woman to see if she will cover for a woman that's doing bad. If you have a woman that will cover for a woman that's doing bad, she's untrustworthy whatsoever. I used to always tell girls that too, like, your friend's a slut, your friend's a whore, but you're always defending her. And the reason why women defend their friends is because a little them is inside of their friends, but they can always relate to that woman emotionally. So you have to understand, if something was to go wrong during the loyalty part, could she be emotionally loyal with you? It's what you're really testing for. Next, this is going to be called the friends of foe. All right? This is the test to see exactly how much power you have in the relationship. And what you want to do is, when she makes plans with her friends, you want to make sure that she makes plans with her friends first, as if you and her have no other plans whatsoever. Then after she make her plans, then you make a plan with her and say, hey, I want to do this with you at this time. I want to do this with you at this time, knowing that that was the time that her and her friends were supposed to go. And this is going to have her make a decision. My friends or him? My friends or him? A lot of times in this situation, this is just a test that you're just doing to see how much control you got. She may be like, no, I want to go be with my friends, or no, I'm going to come be with you. Just because she may choose to go be with her friends doesn't mean that you don't have any control over her. It just means that maybe you guys have probably been around each other and she just needs a break. But if she's willing to break the plans that she has with her friends and come with you, then you have full control over her, and her loyalty is going to be dedicated to you. Next, the dominating test. All right? The dominating test is when a woman is saying jokes about you, or she's trying to talk to you in a certain way to belittle you. Now, you have to understand, this woman is going to always do little gestures. That's what women do. They always do little gestures of belittling to a man, but men normally don't catch it. See, women love to entertain themselves with sarcasm. So a lot of times you may have a woman that's talking about you to entertain herself, but you're not catching her sarcasm. So when you catch her sarcasm, you have to be able to tell her, don't talk to me like that, or shut up, woman, don't talk to me like that, or don't do this. This is where you put your foot down and you do it out the blue. You don't let it build up. It's kind of like the conversation's going right, but then she says something sarcastically. You got to instantly tell her, shut up, don't talk to me like that. It's called a dominating test. It's when she says something that you don't like, but you give her more energy than what she's giving you. Let's say she says something little like, I don't like that. You say, listen, shut up. I don't want to deal with you. Period. They should be, oh, what's wrong with you? It's called a dominating test. It's a test where you're able to express dominancy onto her, and you want to see how she reacts to it. If you can tame her or get her to stay quiet, then you are the dominant one in the relationship. If you go to do a dominating test on a woman and everything blows up bigger than what it was, she felt she was the dominant one in the relationship. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you're able to match her dominancy, you can tame her with a dominancy test. Very easy. The only thing is, you have to make it bigger. You have to make the situation bigger than what it is. You have to beat her to the dramatic situation. I mean, you have to beat her to the dramatic response. The dominating test is going to really put her in her place, and it's going to really say who's running the relationship. Do not be afraid to tell her no, shut up, and don't talk to me like that. Those are the main things that you need to understand whenever you're doing a dominating test. Next, we're going to talk about the confidence test. All right? The confidence test is the confidence test within herself. And what you're going to do in this situation is, you're going to find something about her that she's wearing that you don't like. So when you're doing this, you never want to poke fun at her body parts. Whatever you do, never do that. Never do that during the confidence test. Never talk about her weight. Never talk about her hairstyle. Never do anything about that when we're doing the confidence test. When it comes to the confidence test, you want to pick either her shoes, her pants, or her shirt. And what you're going to tell her is, I don't like that. That's not flattering on you. That doesn't look good on you. You're not making your body look good with that shirt. Those jeans and them pants do not give you flattering. I've seen you look better in other outfits. This is a test of her confidence over you. Because when you go to do things like this shows that she has to do more to impress you, that she's not impressing you. Don't think about hurting her feelings. As long as you don't come into her body and things like that, if you don't poke fun at her body, you're okay. Poking fun at like jeans and a t-shirt that she's wearing, you're good with that. But that's letting her know that she's not always perfect to you, that she can always do better. Every time you see her, she's not in perfect condition. A lot of these guys, every time they see their woman, whether she got on makeup, whether she's looking ugly at her worst, they still gonna tell her, you're pretty, babe, you're this. Women do not like that. So on the confidence test, do not be afraid to tell her what you do not like about her outfit. But you gotta understand, these tests I've given you, you have to do these tests on purpose. On purpose. So think about what you're gonna say to her before you test her so it flows right. This is Anthony Spade. Hasta la vista.